Okay, so you are going to begin by going to www.lesd.net, which we have up right here. And in the right-hand corner, click on Parent Portal. When you do that, you're going to see this menu. You're going to click on to the student sign-in, and now we will log into an example student account. Now that we're at this screen, you can see that your grades and your attendance are showing. And what we're going to draw your attention to, though, is over in the left-hand side on this navigation bar, class choice. Go ahead and select. When you do that, you're going to see a few things. I'm going to just remove these example courses just so that we can get all the way back to the way it looks when you get to the screen. So here's what it looks like. You have 3 columns, request, summary, and graduation requirements over on the right-hand side. Let's pay attention to those graduation requirements first. Taking a look at just the green, yellow, and red indicates to you what credits you've already completed, which ones are scheduled or in progress, and those that are in red are the ones that we're going to pay special attention to when we're requesting courses for next year. As you can see all the way down at the bottom, it helps you kind of take accounting of your credits. So you can take a look and see that you have 26 required. This student has completed 9 so far, but that doesn't take into account third trimester. Over in the left-hand side, you have summary, and this summary bar is helpful to kind of keep track of where you're at in the progress of requesting classes. So you'll see that it's all red right now. At this point, this student doesn't have any classes requested, and so they will need to go through this process on the far left-hand side of requesting. And as we do that, you'll see that bar will change colors. Eventually, we'll get it to 100% green. In this first column requests, you'll see there's step 1, 2, and 3. The step 1 is core, and those core classes are those required courses that students need to take for graduation requirements. Step 2 is electives, and step 3 are alternates. So let's get into the cores. This student is going to be in 11th grade, and so only those courses for which they are eligible should appear. The ones that are in bold and have an asterisk are ones for which they've already will have met the prerequisites to select. So this student can choose between AP Language and English 11, traditional 1 and 2. For purposes of this example, I'm just going to select courses for this student. This isn't what they'll actually probably take. This is just what they could take. I want to do a couple of things to show you examples of what it looks like when we over request and also when we under request courses. So for this student, let's just say that they're going to take AP Language. When they select that, it will automatically enroll them in the B and C section of the course. They don't need to choose it. Same thing for the English 11-1. Those are automatically registered with that additional course that goes with it in the sequence. If I hover over the word info for any one of these courses, you can see the description appears. Let's go down to the math section. This student is going to go on to take Algebra 2A, and they will automatically be registered for Algebra 2A and B. Let's go down to science. Now, science is interesting because this student has already met their science requirement in that they have taken their advanced science credit with the chemistry this year. They've completed biology, and they've also completed that additional science credit. They could choose more if they want, but we're going to go past science for right now, and we may come back to it later. Spanish, this student has already completed or will have completed Spanish 1, so we're going to go ahead and select World Language Spanish 2A and B. Now, just one word about the online world languages. For those of you who are thinking of this as an option instead of our in-house Spanish, I do need to remind you that these can be rather difficult, and it is always recommended that students take them in the semester format. In fact, there's a few of the Michigan virtual languages like Chinese and Japanese, for example, that are only offered in the semester format, and you cannot get them into just trimester. If you are interested in taking that course, you do need to meet with a counselor in addition to requesting them here, because that is something that will impact not only how many credits you're able to get in a year, but additionally, it can be problematic if you take the course and don't complete it or don't drop it within the drop date. Notice down at the very bottom, you have RI English, RI Math, RI Science, and RI Social Studies. Those courses are all related instruction, and they do not appear for this particular student because he does not or she does not have an IEP. If you don't have an IEP or you're not sure what that means, then chances are you're not a candidate for this. You don't need to worry. If you do have an IEP, these courses would appear and you would be eligible to select from these menus. Very important step down at the very bottom, you'll notice save. Please make sure you hit save. When you do that, we are coming back to this home screen and you can see now that this student is halfway there. They have that bar, it's halfway green. Now we're going to go to step 2, electives. Notice that when I click on this, a drop-down menu appears of all of the options and categories that this kid can pick from. Career and technical education, AP courses, LHS electives for 11th and 12th graders, online AP courses, online electives, grade 11, and of course, dual enrollment. Let's just do something that maybe this student would be interested in. Let's say career and technical education. It'll pop up all of those choices. One special consideration I'd like to draw your attention to about CTE this year and going forward, and that is that those courses are all worth 1 whole credit each trimester now. No more partial credits. For those of you who've taken it in the past, you'll know that you used to get only 0.83 or 0.84 per trimester. No longer, you'll now get a legit 1 credit. That's progress. In addition, however, Educator Academy is no longer just 1 hour a day, and therefore it is more than 1/2 credit. It is a commitment of 2 hours a day all year long, just like all the other CTE courses. For the purposes of this example, I'm going to select design, fabrication, and welding, and suppose that's what my student wants. And now I'm going to come back and it'll show me how many credits have I already requested. Total requested hours is 6.5. My goal for a full schedule is 7.5 or 7.5. So I can select 2 more classes from electives. So I'm going to go back to my course because I'm noticing that I skipped over social studies and I know that this student needs to take civics and economics. That is not completed yet. So now I have a full schedule. I have all of my courses requested. On the right-hand side, I'm revisiting that graduation auditing, and you can see now this student just has very few things left. Did notice a few glitches in this program, still can't quite figure them out. The senior math, I know that this student is only going to be a junior, therefore they can't bank their senior math ahead of time. Again, you cannot bank senior math in advance. It has to be done in that final year of school. In addition, I'm noticing that this student has still got to get some more electives. That'll happen next year, and their English 12. So that's all as it should be. Let's go over now. We're not done until we hit alternates. We need to at least select if this person is picking a CTE program, we probably should pick one. If they were interested in an alternate, I'll say construction trades, and then I'll also give us some regular LHS electives if this student decided to stick around and not go out to West Shore. Let's give them a few courses that they might be interested in taking. Now I've got alternates, I've got my electives, and I've got all of my cores for this student. You can see that we're 100% green. Just for examples, I want to show you what it looks like and what happens if I were to over request. I'm going to come back over to that step 2 electives. I'm going to open up my LHS electives 11, 12, and I'm going to select a course for them. When I do that, it'll automatically turn to red, stating that I need to revisit something. If I wanted to, the student could take out the economics. They could put that off for a year, but I'm going to keep that student on track with their social studies, their cores, and we're going to keep it just like this. And so thank you so much. That is how you use class choice to request your courses for this year.